these days. It depends on the veto. If a team permabans Anubis, then they have to go to Ancient. That's one of the things I've slightly criticised Nuclear Tigers for, their map pool as a whole. They've got every other map bar Anubis and Ancient. They play, but they just play and invariably just beat teams lower ranked than them, right? And not really very impressive teams at that. Inferno is that map that I think they're really trying to become that third reliable map for them in the map pool, and that is where we're going as a decider if we get there. And of course we saw how good they were on it against 100 Thieves. So let's see. Anyway, we're going to get underway in this one, in this decider game. If you lose, you're out. If you win, you've got a chance at the main event still, and there will be Anubis between Nuclear Tigers and Echo.
Here we go, and as you had figured out, Trav, we do indeed have Nicky B in the server. It's the first game he's playing for Echo here in the qualifier. Obviously, they've had Ultex in the 2 games prior to this. In their match against Nuclear Tigers that they won, Ultex was playing, and in the game against NIP afterwards, Ultex featured as well. So welcome back, Nicky B. Can he help them get over the edge here in this all-important deciding match? Iceberg going to be the one leading the charge in towards this B. Bombsight gets himself a kill, but he's actually just a diversion for now to draw the attention away from middle. Senka has an incendiary. They're going to try and go through it, and he'll come away with the kill and a half as a result. But frags found elsewhere for Echo gets him a man advantage.
A good pick from Salazar. Look at Leak still waiting around. They weren't ready for that one. The Yuki will go down. Flauser now known about. And as long as Echo don't peek him one by one, they should be absolutely fine here. Flauser is already on the back of the site, but there's no reason to worry about him tapping the bomb. They don't know if he's got a kit picked up, of course, so they're just going to be a little bit careful about that, but they'll deal him properly as a group. Leaks will find Flauser in the end, and 3 alive for Echo after the pistol.
Yeah, very good work coming through. Everything going according to plan. A little bit of an extra layer thrown into the mix there by Echo as well, with Iceberg poking and prodding through E-Box. Even able to find a kill as well certainly did help in terms of just selling that fake and drawing the attention away from the hit through middle. Senka does his best there with the kill and the incendiary, but I do like the persistence there from Boyd to just commit through the incendiary, through the flames, and come away with the kill. It sort of opened up the A-bomb site.
And the Felica can come through now as well, so Echo should be getting that 2-0 lead. They got Mac 10 on Nicky B and Iceberg, and that's the big question mark for me today. Considering how good Alltex has been in the qualifier so far, how will Nicky B do in his first game in? And we hope for his sake that he plays well. They're trying to put the bomb and USPs are forcing their way in here, which is a bit dangerous. And
Yikes.
Zika has gotten 3 kills with his default pistol. It's a 1v1, would you believe? Salazar knows where he is, and it was always unlosable for Salazar, but still, that is a lot of damage.
Yeah, heaps of damage coming through from Nuclear Tigers. Now, I think that there's got to be some motivation of revenge here for Nuclear Tigers coming up against Echo in their second meeting here. They'll be desperate to show much better form than what they did last time and just set the record straight, right? That's what they've been talking about as we set the record about Lorgar PCs and how good they are. The official PCs for the main event taking place later on this year. But I really do think Nuclear Tigers will be coming into this with a bit of an attitude of, let's show Echo what we're really about.
Well, here comes Iceberg, and he does some damage, but then kind of pauses and stops his push halfway through. Why he gets taken out. Nicky B will then force the issue himself, but the damage they're taking trying to get through camera is pretty significant. Look at Boy now tagged up to 53 off the back of that. Salazar has control toward Heaven. And they're going to get a 3v3 after plant.
It's kind of awkward with all 3 of them coming through from beach right now. They've thrown a smoke on their right-hand side to maybe create a little bit of a path, but it also does funnel them, and like it makes it a lot easier for Echo to kind of try and figure out what's going on here in this post plant. No kit in play for the CT side either, so time is of the essence. 1 smoke grenade is all they have but in the way of utility. As Flauser starts to lead that charge, the smoke of A main, but it's really good timing on the peak there from Salazar, who will go down. Boyd's going to dance on a pillar to try and buy time. It's quite difficult because Leaks has been locked out by that smoke grenade. There's not enough time. The molly is on the bomb. That's got the job done, and Echo will go up 3-0 on their opponent's pick.
Now, I've managed to keep the AWP and the AK, but it's only a consolation. Good damage in the angle here Yuki got there with the spray through from the temple position through into camera. And yeah, just the lack of time is the big issue. It's not the first time in this qualifier we've seen the lack of a kit in an important round come back to bite a team. Either way, Nuclear Tigers will go again. Senko on his beloved MP9.
If Echo can do the double on Nuclear Tigers, that would be a hell of a statement.
And of course, before that game where Echo beat them in this qualifier the other day, they'd never played before. So that's the sort of thing, right? Stylistically, you never know how teams like this are going to match up against each other and what can come about because of that.
Yeah.
Echo, if they do the double again, as you say, it just will show that maybe Nuclear Tigers have a bit of a bogey team that they can't read all too well. Boy will entry through into Broken Wall there very, very nicely, but in comes Senka, again doing his madness, and he gets himself a 1-for-1, dropping the bomb on the site, but Boy does find Ayuki in the end with that little push through in toward heaven, and Flowers has missed his timing on the big flank. HE will manage to do big damage, and it's 36 and 10 HP to try and survive this one, but Boy will hop away and still find the headshot. Big quad kill from Boy, and Echo keep the clean sheet.
Go on, Boy. How's Salazar been able to get out of dodge there as well from behind the pillar? The nade was on the money, brought him down to 10 health, and he's just jumping away, and every time Flowers rounds the angle, Salazar's been able to get a little bit further, and eventually he does even avoid him altogether. Just allows for Boy to finish off the job. Great stuff coming through from them. And just going back to the point that we were kind of discussing at the start of the round, as we get a quick reminder of the odds. Echo, actually, now with they're favored according to the odds. I don't think they were. So I think these were the odds coming into the map, just reversed. So
yeah,
obviously with this 4-0 start,
up.
yeah, State giving some credence to Echo. But just go back to the point we were making, like you say, could be a bit of a bogey team for Nuclear Tigers, but it also completely legitimizes the win, right? Because when you look at that previous result, 13-5, 13-3, most people would chalk that up to Nuclear Tigers having a bad day. And Echo would think, oh, come on, give us a bit of credit, right? It's not that they just didn't show up. We did that to them as well. So if they can get the win over here as well, then it's just completely like undeniable that Echo have Nuclear Tigers as number.
Yeah, completely agree. Obviously, more examples of these two going up against each other on LAN, maybe as an option, could be the more deciding factor. But to begin with, in such an early rivalry, yeah, absolutely. Again, lots of pressure around A main. Echo putting on pretty consistently. And force the way through now on leaks. Senka will go down to Nikki B. And that's the thing, right? Ultex might have had a brilliant performance, but as I said, he's a good plug-and-play player that you can rely on in these sort of situations when he's called upon, especially in a full Danish team. I'm sure he knows quite a lot of these guys quite well. Nikki B has been part of the setup for a lot longer, and you'd think, no, even if he won't play as well today, we'll see. It's unlikely he'll play as well as Ultex. It doesn't matter, because he'll understand the system and play even better with his teammates like he's used to. So we'll see if that's a factor or not. At the moment, there is no issues for Echo whatsoever.
It's a very good point that you make there in terms of how, sure, he might not output the same sort of firepower that they got from Ultex, at least in that particular series where Ultex was just having a hell of a game. But that gets made up for by how there'll be more fluidity within the team. So I like that you kind of like highlight where there wouldn't be as much of a drop-off as you maybe anticipate, not having that firepower that we got there from Ultex the other day. Either way, 5-0. I mean, these rounds have definitely been more contested, I'd say, than what it was the previous time these two teams played against each other. Nuclear Tigers have been in these rounds, which you couldn't really say about that previous series, but hey, it doesn't matter how much they're in the rounds if they're not getting the points on the board.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't mean anything if you can't get started in the game, especially with Nuclear Tigers on that CT side, like you mentioned. I mean, ideally they need at least 4 here to feel like they're in the map. And again, we did see 2 separate 9-3 comebacks yesterday against K27 from Infinite, so who knows at this point.
Oh, man, I mean, the second one was the craziest of the lot, right? 11-5 down on the T side of Mirage. Actually, I actually want to go back and watch that T side again, run it back, and just
I know.
marvel at the calls there from Kriaz. It's how good they were.
I mean, the thing is, the craziest part to me, just to go off Rip for a second.
Yeah, go on, man.
Is the fact that at least 3 or 4 of the rounds in that second half, every single opening kill fell into place to create 2 or 3 more, and they got like multiple 5v1s very, very speedily. So, yeah, that's the thing that kind of impressed me the most, that it was just so clean. Anyway, Zika's going to hold on towards Iceberg here. They need a bit more from him, but look at the rotation. They should win this round, Nuclear Tigers. If they find a way to lose this one, it would be a bit of a shock, but Salazar's still fighting for it. The trades go back and forth. Molotov tags him down, 7 more health. Bomb, as you can see, in Flowers' view. Boy again, by the way, with a triple kill on his entry attempt. Salazar's going to creep forward. Flowers are not really any other place he could be than behind the box or in the corner, and Salazar is checking that corner when Flowers peeks from the box. So, good move from Flowers. A good hold from Zika and McHughes, to be fair. But, again, the age-old situation here. They've won their first gun round with only 1 player alive.
Yeah, it sort of keeps them in a bit of a precarious position right now, whereby if they lose a round straight afterwards, back to square one. But Zika has certainly found his footing a lot earlier on in this game, and we've seen, even against 100 Thieves, I think, on 1 or 2 maps, he wasn't the same sort of player that we've come to expect out of him lately. But 8 kills, a lot of them coming with that AWP in some important moments. So if he can keep up this sort of form, then Echo will have a difficult time. A lot of space in middle right now here by the CT side, or being given up by the CT side, should I say. No one contesting, and Leak starts to head in that direction. How far does Leaks go here is the question. It's actually smoked cameras off, so that will, at least for Nuclear Tigers, give them a heads up that there's a bit of a play being made. Speaking of plays being made, Flowers have gone through the smoke there. Not sure that really, there's any value to that position being taken up.
Yeah, it was definitely dangerous, but he understands currently when it's going to fade, but he needs help from Ayuki, and Flauser has gone down to Iceberg, and Iceberg is pounced. That is an immovable Iceberg on that E-box position. 2 for 1 on the entry. There's no kit available because of the lack of funds from that previous round, like I was talking about. And unless Senka finds one right here, right now, which he won't, this is a save.
And there we go, just as you were highlighting as well with the damage done in the previous. This round was really important for Nuclear Tigers, and unfortunately for them, it's not going to go the way they would have wanted. At least they will keep 3 alive here. It doesn't look like any of them are at any risk of dying here. So, yeah, with the Yuki having 2.4k, they'll have a full buy in the next. Senko will be able to drop a gun as well. But it's Echo who just continue to dominate Nuclear Tigers. Like, if we add the score from the previous to this one here, this is just extremely one-dimensional.
It's insane, isn't it? It's insane.
That's the words, like one-directional, I guess. It's the way to phrase it with how good Echo have been, just dominating them.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. It's not a matchup that you would think would ever be so one-sided. And as I said before, and as you said before, it just proves that it's not a fluke, that it's that close, that it's that easy, sorry. If these 2 maps in this series are really close, but Echo still win, you'll just say, okay, like, at least they've managed to learn from the previous, and they're able to change what went wrong, basically. But if it's easy again, it just makes you wonder what on earth is the issue stylistically, right? So
exactly. Because then it's not just a case of the team not having pitched up. There's got to be more to it than that if it happens twice. But this is a big round coming through from Nuclear Tigers. A bit of a statement as they just stack up their numbers in the middle and just clash straight into Echo. And they've gotten all the kills bar 1, haven't lost anybody in the process. Convincing stuff coming through from the CT side here to double up their round count.
Good catch from Leaks, but it's only exit kills to save. And as I said, it definitely can swing back in Nuclear Tiger's favour here. If they manage to grab 4 from this half, that's totally fine. They can work with that. Their T side is invariably a bit better. On this map, as we know, it's their main pick lately, Nuclear Tigers, Anubis. They've moved away from Ancient somewhat. They pick into Anubis quite a bit. They've got quite a good even win rate on the map as well when it comes to CT and T side. 56.1 on CT, 58.8 on T. And as you rightly pointed out, Matt, these results include LAN wins. They include online tournament wins as well over at the Nodwin Clutch series. That 13-3 that Echo got over them was the combo breaker. And so often, Matt, we are the combo breakers, it feels like, for these big streaks.
True. Yeah, it's a good point. We've actually had it an uncanny amount in recent times, to be fair. So, guess it's not a big surprise at this point to have had that, been a part of that once again. I feel like this Nuclear Tigers team could bang on cash as well, though, Trav. Kind of hoping that that's something they don't shy away from, right? Once they've maybe got a little bit more time on their hands to try and integrate that map into the pool.
Yeah, it feels like it would suit them, doesn't it? And they need maybe that extra facet in their map pool to give them more of a chance to increase their power at the top of tier 2.
Yeah, and their versatility as well to flex their muscles in the veto a bit more.
Exactly. Yeah. I think when two teams like this do share the permaban, in general, I think obviously Echo don't play Dust 2 as well, so that's not perfect for them. But when in future vetoes, when maybe you find two teams that share cash as a permaban, then maybe we'll see a team punish pick it against Nuclear Tigers if they float it. We'll see how Nuclear Tigers play on it. Maybe they'll learn from day to day that, oh, actually, more times they play it, we're not bad on this map. Anyway, Iceberg down to 23 HP early in this round, but Lix has already found an opener. It doesn't matter if you're low HP when you do that to your opponent. Zika gets deleted. That speeds them up in through Temple into the B-bomb side, and Flowers was so eager to go for that kill, but he gets taken out immediately. Thankfully, Ayuki gets a really good, quick headshot. But the issue is, Senka's now smoked off towards the Temple rotation. He might just try and go through that to help Ayuki. You can tell they're creeping forward as a group together. Ayuki, oh, we could have got both. He gets one by virtue of the Nikki B team kill. And Senka then follows up in good timing. Oh, my word, that was tight.
Yeah, Echo going to be kicking themselves there because they've done extremely well to actually get in towards that B-bomb site there. Really unfortunate to have only had the tag out of Iceberg's AWP and not the frag on the E-box player. That would have been a big bonus for them, a big boost in their chances in that post-plant situation. And then almost just kind of tripping over each other in no man's land, not really able to get back into any position of significant strength or not really a proper foothold that they could use to try and finish off the job. So good work from Nuclear Tigers, though, it must be said. Even able to win these rounds at which they're in some disadvantageous situations. And this tag there on a Yuki, that was the brutal one that would have gone a long way had that kill come through.
Yeah. That was crazy for Ayuki, right? Almost got the lineup, but the lack of bullets and lack of health really made it painful. Thankfully for him, the fact it was a lineup meant the team kill came through, and then Senka's timing pushing through with Ayuki, not with as in together, but from a different position on the same timing. It worked out well. In comes the faster play for Echo here with the pistols. They've only got the Leaks AK, and you can try and hold on. There is one, but Leaks is doing it again, you know. Only angled toward the Temple rotation as well, and Senka can only get one. Again, an example of Echo, even though they don't have a lot, they make it look like it's a lot.
Yeah, and I also just really like the change up in the pace and the direction. The problem is, look at how low they are, 29 and 22. Goodness gracious, what, 51 health across the board right now here for 3 players. Time ticking on. Nuclear Tigers have got one kit between them, no further utility to work with here. And look at the move being made by Nikki B. He's going all the way back through CT spawn, and Salazar's gotten the kill that you would imagine will hammer home the round. Zika uses that as his cue to get the hell out of there, but he's only gotten as far as Nikki B. Echo, with a great change in pace and direction, will guarantee themselves a lead now going into the second half.
Thankfully for Nuclear Tigers, they're still going to be able to force up something decent here. 2 M4s, a WP, a couple of SMGs. But still, they are continuing to play catch-up. They've been playing catch-up the whole half with their money, let alone their individual level. Timeout for Echo.
And those odds coming back kind of to even keel, almost 50-50. If you do deposit $20 over at stake, be sure to use the code STAR35. You'll get $5 a day for the next 7 days. How far can Echo take this first half? They'll be content that they've gotten themselves a lead at a minimum, but I think that 8 would be the goal here. And if they get 8 here in round 11, very good chance at 9 with the lack of money in play for Nuclear Tigers.
Cuse will push forward in toward Canal. Won't see Leaks in the Rugs position, though, and he'll be aware of the possibility of them pushing their way up and having this sort of control, especially with Flowser as well. Shadow seen by Flowser, but Flowser not looking as clean with his duels today so far. Iceberg will find him as well. And McHughes can't overswing because that Rugs position could take him down. You can tell he's worried about it. Iceberg will hard clear it, and now Leaks might decide to jump down. Obviously worried about there being a second player in toward A main. He's going to rely on Nicky B and Boy to team up and find McHughes. They do, and Salazar finds Ayuki beautifully.
Yeah, it's the frag there that just really gains control in the round for Echo. Great awareness from Salazar as well, not to get sucked into the action and the festivities going on in Canals. Oh, when the AWP is spotted, Zika trying to push forward. Nicky B's trying to chase some Nicky B. That is maybe a little bit overzealous, but you know what? I don't even hate it because he's got his teammates flooding through after him. Guarantees the kill on Zika. Only Senka left. Had a really extraordinarily tough time against Echo last time they played against each other 2 days ago. And he hasn't necessarily been able to begin here with the bang. And think about how good he was yesterday against 100 Thieves, right, Trav? Especially on Inferno. Was it no, what was the map? You got like 20 plus kills. It was Ancient,
Senka,
excuse me.
I think it was Ancient, yeah. Because remember how he was dancing around all those smokes on the B-bomb site constantly and around lane, and that's what he does. That's what Senka does. Not a surprise to both of us. So that's how he played the map against 100 Thieves, but it was a surprise how many kills he got from doing that.
True, the volume of them. And then Inferno, he only got 10 kills, but I feel like I can remember every single one of them. There was one in the pistol with the USP where he opened up and then got traded. There was that one where he gets the double kill spray down through the smoke in Banana. There's a couple on the T side where he's just running up with the Mac 10, getting kills on Asira and Gizmi. It's like, I can almost remember every frag he got in Inferno yesterday. That's how impactful and valuable they were. Anyway, point is, we haven't yet seen that same sort of impact from him here on Anubis yet.
And I think we have to realize that that Ancient and maybe other maps where he's had a lot of impact like that, it is a little bit out of the ordinary for him. Like, invariably, he is like a 0.95 rated player on average. And he's the in-game leader. That's all you really need from your in-game leader. You expect more from the likes of an Ayuki, a Zika, and a Flowser, really, as that core. But Boy realizes that Ayuki could be playing in that corner. That's a great catch. Good pre-fire on the corner of the smoke. And Boy and Leaks have been incredible. I mean, the whole team's been fragging well, don't get me wrong. But I feel like Boy and Leaks in particular, for me, have stepped up with their really cool and sharp multi-frag rounds. And just singular kills like that do so much damage to the early round for Nuclear Tigers. Look what it's forcing them to do here. It's forcing Zika to go looking. Does answer back. And the bomb is on the back of Salazar, way back in the spawn position, which is why he's going to shift away.
Yeah, because look at the rest of the team. They're making their way through canals, through E-Box onto the B-bomb site, but Salazar isn't able to join up with them right now. So even if they do successfully get through E-Box, they need to wrap the whole way around through the bomb site into B main to enable Salazar. Now, there's only 37 seconds left here, so Echo have gotta have to get a move on. McHugh's making a move of his own, but Nicky B was looking for him. Like I said, they have to wrap into B main here. They've got to help Salazar.
Oh, but Salazar will just do it by himself in the end. There's one more player to deal with, but then Leaks finds Flowser, and just like that, they solve the puzzle. They put the two pieces together and then throw those two pieces out of the window because the half is theirs. 8 rounds for Echo is about to turn into 9. Senka will pick up the AK, but Salazar knows he's got a guaranteed kill here. Echo once again in full control against Nuclear Tigers. A 9-3 T half. We know it can be still a T-sided map. Do Nuclear Tigers have anything left on map 1 here?
Second half here on Anubis, it's the pick of Nuclear Tigers, but they only managed 3 out of the 12 rounds on the CT side, which means they come into their T side now with a much-needed pistol round. Got to go their way. Otherwise, I'm prepared to just call this map at that point.
Yeah, totally agree. Totally agree. Echo just way too solid for Nuclear Tigers. Great teamwork, great patience, and great knowledge of how to go about some of these late rounds. And removing Nuclear Tigers and their ideas bit by bit. A CT pistol would be incredible for Echo to grab it, to feel like they're even more in control. Sprig is looking for his fights, willing to take them heads up, but then Zika and McHughes wait for each other to get into position. And that works out for a double peek to take him out. And now Nicky B, he's here in time, but he needs a lot of help and a lot of taps. And maybe those taps are enough. My word. That was clean as from Nicky B. 3K gets them the man advantage back again. Salazar will find flowers there, and everything's just going in the favour of Echo, isn't it? Leaks will trade Yuki. Nicky B, what about that?
Nicky B, more like Nicky 3. Hey, well done by him there, finding all 3 of those frags. Really clean kills as well, man. He made it look easy. That was really, I mean, just also not just impressive, but super important there to just deny Nuclear Tigers because they were looking like they were a freight train riding in onto that B bomb site. But Nicky B stops them cold in their tracks. Brilliantly done. Welcome back to the server, mate.
Beautiful. I mean, seeing that on the replay as well, the third kill is the one that you just didn't he loses composure over, right? Like you get those 2 crazy taps and you think, oh my god, I'm in for a crazy play here. That's just where your mind goes. You're only human at the end of the day. You stayed locked in, got the third. Covered that man advantage, and Echo all over them in terms of the rotation as well. Nuclear Tigers kind of have to go for this force. They've got no other choice really with the bomb plant. They can get 3 Galils, so fair enough. In comes Leaks. Look at this. They just have no idea. He's pushed all the way through. Beautiful 2K. Nice calm move there to tap down the first once he realised it was a player with no helmet. And he got that one tap. He switched to that second player immediately. Important trade at least from Zika. But Nicky B's also pushed far forward. And that's just how confident Echo are feeling, Matt. When do you see a CT side on a round like this push that far through?
Yeah, true. I mean, it's a sign of confidence, if nothing else, I guess. Great to see that Echo are feeling themselves as much as they are right now. I mean, I truly, genuinely believed what had happened between Echo and Nuclear Tigers the other day was an anomaly, Trav. I really thought that was an anomaly. I even picked Nuclear Tigers to win today against them.
Well, mate, don't forget I did too.
Yeah, well, looks like we're going to be wrong on that, at least as far as this opener has got going for it. That was a full purchase coming through from Nuclear Tigers. They get shut down, and they're now in some deep trouble.
Deep doo-doo, mate.
Purchase. I mean, they spent all their money, and yep, that's exactly where they find themselves.
Yeah. With Echo having their just lock pick of Nuke as map 2 as well. We know Nuclear Tigers can play the map, but seemingly not really against Echo. And as
Yeah,
we've
true.
said, the other day when we've covered this Danish core on the map, it's always been an Iceberg specialty as a captain in any lineup he's had, really, that he's been on.
And what's the other
Danish
one?
scene.
Nuke, right? Were you saying that the Anubis has been a specialty of his?
No, Nuke.
Oh, you were saying Nuke. Okay, I thought you were saying Anubis, because he's also been very good on this map in past teams as well. Either way, it's going to be fast and furious here from Nuclear Tigers in towards the say bomb site. And they didn't start off great, but they've been able to find a couple of kills back to bring themselves into an even number situation. FOKUS is in a very advanced position right now.
Wow.
Great kill at Senka. Zika gets himself a second. Nuclear Tigers will catch a breath of air in and amongst this demolition job being thrust upon them right now. They've got an A round back.
A bit of a shame for Zika. He's having a very good map, but it's not really going to come back to him, I don't think. But as you say, lifeline available. I think there's another example there, Matt. I mean, we've seen it a little bit over the last couple of days of Nuclear Tigers, how pacey they played Ancient. It's always the style they've gone for. But many coaches, when you see a team like Nuclear Tigers or a K27, just literally bulldoze their way through Tier 3 and Tier 4 because they're just that good individually. When they get to that next stage in Tier 2, and then they start having the conversations of, maybe you should start learning how to play slower rounds, play these slower defaults, learn how to change the variation a little bit in these sort of games against good teams. Then suddenly, that doesn't work for them, and they start to look a lot poorer as a unit because of that fact. Then they go back to playing pacey, maybe when it's a bit too late, and it starts working out a bit better for them. It's a pattern that I've noticed, but not one that always is the same, obviously.
Yeah, it's pretty dependent on the teams and the situations and the individuals and where their strengths and weaknesses lie, and trying to figure out what style will work best for them. But I think that's where coach comes into the mix as well. Try and find that balance within the style. And was a hell of a round coming through from Nuclear Tigers. Just a blistering approach into that B bomb site. Great flash, just completely blinds up Iceberg. He never stood a chance. I'm surprised Echo are gravitating in this direction right now, but it's obviously just to group themselves up in CT spawn and make sure that they don't lose any further players. 3 of the 4 have M4s. And honestly, I actually want them to save all their money here. Like Iceberg, just full eco. Nobody spend money on utility going to the next. Just keep what little you have here. Because then you've basically got like a semblance of a full buy. And then in the round after this, you've got a full buy to work with as well. So it's like almost hedging your bets.
Yes, exactly. Zika, second highest ADR in the server, but unfortunately a long way behind still. Leaks leading the way at the moment.
So we got to look at the odds there before the start of the previous round, and they were very one-sided in favor of Echo. 1.04 to like 7 or something like that. Good awareness there from the Q's. Great crosshair placement. Flowser gets a kill on Iceberg. Iceberg is just getting targeted right now. He's getting punished on that B bomb site. He's been there by himself more often than not. Senka will catch Boy. Round over. And he did indeed save, so I reckon we'll get another buy in the next. Maybe not I wouldn't mind a half buy, you know, Trav one of them MP9 type purchases and then save for the AWP on Salazar. They've got plenty of time to play with, so no need to force the issue unnecessarily.
Yes, I agree. I mean, with 4.3k per player, like you can see there, nearly every team would buy in this instance, but considering their leads, yeah, maybe just take their time a little bit. You won't be able to get full util like you're mentioning. This is a pretty normal game of Anubis right now, I feel like. Like, it's pretty heavy T-sided. The pace is working out for both T-sides. CT sides don't look as well versed in general. We'll see if that continues and how close Nuclear Tigers can get. You want to get yourself a new mouse. We've got an 80k gear giveaway going on at the moment. So make sure to join that. Maybe you can get some new peripherals for your setup.
And they have indeed gone along the lines of what we thought would be a good course of action here. Means that Salazar will get himself the AWP. There's still some danger within this round. I don't know who the second player was. Looked like Senka. A little bit lazy from him there. Just trying to pick up his teammate's gun, I think. But almost lost his head to the 5-7 as well. Thankfully, he had McCuse on point. Actually, Senka was the ones that come away with the kill. But McCuse definitely did help provide a bit of a distraction there. As Nuclear Tigers are once again going to go in towards this B-bomb site. Now we got to keep that conditioning in the back of our minds, right, Trav? And say, all right, they've gone B quite a lot in these past few. Is that going to be the approach again? Senka in a really sticky situation does get overwhelmed. Leaks has found a Yuki. It's only Zika left. And the half-buy looks like where Nuclear Tigers will fall foul.
Yeah, the MP9s is too strong there. Zika does get one. Hang on, Nicky B's low. This should be a 1v1 confirmed here by Zika B. Doesn't know that Nicky B's that low. Doesn't matter. Still pulls out the AWP and gets the kill. And now Leaks is going to be hot on Zika's heels. Bomb is still on Zika's back. He's not taking any damage at all. Is Leaks going to be ready, or will the king of the game so far for Nuclear Tigers manage to save their bacon again? Leaks will creep in as that bomb is planted in the smoke. How ready is Zika for Leaks to already be here? Looking for a line above that smoke is Zika. What a skin-saving clutch this would be, but he goes for the pick with the Tech 9. I understand that want to try and be a bit more maneuverable with that, but not going to be able to convert it, and Leaks will hold on for his team. 16 kills now for him. And Echo will eventually get their expected push to 12. And Matt, what I think is a bit of a shame about that round for Nuclear Tigers is it hinges on a couple of things. If this position from McCuse gets one, it takes the pressure off Senka. And then
True.
a Yuki probably doesn't feel the need to force the issue alone into B.
I think that's perfectly described, mate, just in terms of that butterfly effect, how one... you can't even really call it a mistake. It's almost like more of a mishap where McCuse doesn't get that frag. And then that knock-on effect then cascades and affects the rest of the situations and some of the decisions made by the team going through the rest of the round. So, yeah, that certainly was a costly lack of a kill that hadn't come through there for McCuse. And Echo now have 6 chances. A familiar scoreline for them. They were up 12-6 on their team side. And Nuke couldn't get the job done there. Oh, all right then, McCuse puts those struggles of the previous round behind him. AK Prime, 3 frags found from him. They've just decimated the defense, and Nuclear Tigers will keep themselves in the contest for a little bit longer.
Yeah, imagine we're going to have a replay of that from McCuse's POV. Full lineup. I think Echo tried to go a little bit more aggressive, as we said. That is a great saviour. Salazar will be surprised he's all alone all of a sudden, this quickly. And I think Senka could be about to round on him. There's the info.
Yeah. Salazar doesn't know it. He's being hunted.
Yeah, there you go. Bit too far away to commit to the knife, unfortunately, but easy grab. So Nuclear Tigers will stay alive for a little bit longer. And of course, Echo going back and forth with these purchases would be perfect for them either. They've managed to win on that half buy, which does mean they have a little bit of money in arrears. So important to mention, it's always the... Oh, here's a replay from the use of POV. That's a brilliant hold on the Echo taking canal. Wow. The long range respray on the third player is always the hardest one to get, and he made it look easy. Anyway, as I was saying, they have a little bit of money in arrears. As you can see, Salazar has 53.50, but because they won that half buy with only one player alive, there's not as much money saved up as they could have had.
Absolutely. 5 more rounds is what Nuclear Tigers need to win here. Surely not going to trip up again against the low buy. I mean, this one doesn't have nearly as much going for it as the half buy Echo 1-2 rounds ago. I'm just poking and prodding, looking for some info, stacked up the defense on the B-bomb site. Knowing full well that's where Nuclear Tigers have been ending a lot of their rounds. But Senka will call for the switch up here in round 20. It's those sorts of rounds that you get out of McHugh's trap that just remind you what he's capable of and how good he is as an individual. And it's just doesn't happen as frequently as it used to, I'm afraid. That used to be almost something you would get at least once per map out of him. But I just think he's in a bit of a rough patch of form at the moment. So it's good to still see those little spurts coming through from him, I suppose.
Yeah, I agree. I think McHughes as well, for me, has always been that glue guy on Nuclear Tigers, right? He's been that guy that you just want to rely on in certain situations, especially when you have him on the team and they've had very young, sure, McHughes is young too, but they're players that have had much less experience playing at this level than McHughes has had, of course, but a lot in that Aurora Youngblood Academy team. That's where we kind of first became aware of him. Would have been playing with like Deco, I think, back then, maybe even that far back, before Deco became a known factor. And of course, Ayuki, brand new player to the scene as well. Nuclear Tigers is his first professional team when he joined in January. Lauza incredibly young, even though he's that talented. So yeah, I think it's going to be fun to see. Odds are still heavily favoured for Echo for good reason on Anubis, because it is map point for them, and they've got multiple more to play with too. Yeah, Tigers on the 7 makes total sense for me. And if you use code STAR35 and deposit $20, you can get an extra $5 for the next 7 days.
Just wondering how many gun rounds between Nuclear Tigers in overtime. They've got this one here, 12-9, Antigua 12-10, gun round 12-11. Kind of like a full force by max round lost point. It's like 2.5 gun rounds between Nuclear Tigers and OT. And it will be par for the course. Just saying, with the games that we've had on the B stream over the past couple of days. And they're going to go back in towards this bomb site. Salazar's there with the orb to pad up the defense. This time to try and help out Iceberg. And he's gotten a really important kill to set the defense in an advantageous position, and Salazar will even actually extend further for another frag. Love to see this out of him. So what I've always thought he's been lacking in his game is that proactivity, that initiative, taking the round by the scruff of the neck. He's found a third through the smoke. Eventually he will go down, but he's done his job, and now he should be able to rely on his teammates to finish it off.
Yeah, Iceberg shouldn't be cleared from the corner here. There's no way. McHughes and Senka, now only Senka with that picked up AWP as well. They're only down to Boy and Iceberg, but it should be enough. They do try and double peek him, but hang on, Senka with an AWP. It's still possible. He's trying to dance with it. Iceberg is running out of bullets, but a deep breath from him in the end to get Echo over the line. NT from Senka, but the expected result does come through for Echo after they got that lead at half-time. Again, Nuclear Tigers struggling against this Echo lineup.
I mean, at least they look a little...
But, you know, we should be fine.
Maybe that's what he wants, Trav. He's a big boy. He's like, come on then. Come on. Come knock on my door. We'll see what you're all about.
See a Danish flag there as well.
Yeah, true. Proud heritage. I don't know what shirt he's wearing. He's probably like a Danish football team. Copenhagen FC or something, I don't know. What I do know is that we're going to get underway here with map number 2, first game of the day on the B stream. Winning team here in the series gets themselves into the play-in action tomorrow. Winning team, if it is Echo here on Nuke, would get that job done. Nuclear Tigers got to win here and take us to a side. It should be Inferno to try and finish off the job. Nuclear Tigers start off on the CT side. Let's see if they can find a way to get the job done.
About to drop down from top of Mini toward outside. Bit of a surprise for Senka, but he doesn't go down. Manages to fall away with his very precious defuse kit. Double face, maybe. Senka will go down, but McHughes can come in as a secondary prong and probably catch off Leaks, you would think. But he's gone through the window, and now McHughes has stepped. It's really unfortunate timing for him, but he's still trying to fight his way out. It's a good kill on Leaks. Flowers' Doolies also will find Iceberg. Now, it's pretty awkward for the Heaven players, to be honest with you, with how they try and face McHughes in that position. But Zika's gone down kind of for free. He's even a bit unaware of Heaven, even though everyone is in that position. Maybe a bit of a mistake made. I'd be thinking Flowser had that more covered than he did. And now, 3v3 will play out as the bomb is about to drop in from Nicky B. Salazar will creep forward as well. Doesn't need to be worried about main, though. Nicky B will strafe wide on the rafter to make sure Flowser has a very difficult shot to hit. He can't connect it. And now the bomb can be planted, and it's very difficult for Yuki and McCuse.
I mean, Yuki has got a kit at least. McCuse making his way up with the Julies. He's been around and in this vicinity for a long time. He's going to catch Salazar completely off guard. That will carve a pathway for them in towards the safe bomb site. Now, the bomb... Is it planted reverse silo? It is. So they're going to have to try and push forward here. Boy will get the trade. Yuki sticking the defuse. Boy going to continue to push forward. Can he get the kill on time? Yes, he can. Only just in the nick of time, he finds the kill to win the round for his team. Beautifully
done. And they realized that very, very quickly, Echo, didn't they? I mean, they both pushed out of door to get close to the bomb, even when it was still a 2v2. They both tried to fight for it quickly, knowing that Senka will most likely have picked up or bought a kit, knowing that Ayuki would have most likely have picked it up as well. And there's a replay of it. We had like, what? Ooh, a sliver of that little green circle at the top of your screen. Maybe a bit more than a sliver, but, you know, it was still close. If he missed that first shot, hit the headshot in time, no problem. So... there will be a buy for Nuclear Tigers, even with an M4 on Flauser. So if Echo can convert here and get their 3-0 start on T side, it could be a big deal. But Flauser will look to try and fight. And we needed to see a little bit more from him on map 2 here. After a slightly quiet map 1, he started here well.
Absolutely. Able to afford his M4 courtesy of the 2 kills that he gets. In fact... maybe that was dropped for him by McCuse, because McCuse only has a deagle, no armor. So I guess that M4 was dropped across to enable Flowers. He's already put it to good use, having found a kill here. What's the call from Iceberg here to try and get Echo back into it? He's found a bit of a gap here, making his way through main. Molly into dead vent. That's going to make Iceberg's job a little bit easier to try and get in towards the safe bomb site. Mac 10 running riot, finds a frag. Zika gets a kill back before they have to relinquish complete control. Leaks will sneak back into lobby. There's more where that came from. He will contain Senka 2. And Zika needs a clutch. Bomb's been dropped. 30 seconds on the clock. I mean, I know he's low, but this isn't impossible.
Just about nabbed it.
Oh, he's ahead of the game. He's ahead of the game. He's already going down ramp. He might get the angle.
But Boy is still 100 HP. That's the factor. Leaks will go down, though, and he has a chance to pop off with this headshot. Looks like Boy is willing to take the fight, and he will take it and win it. It is close, and he had chances there, Zika, to hit that headshot necessary. Not to be.
Question. Is Boy the most clutch player on Eco?
On Eco? Well, hopefully he has a gun round. I'm kidding. I know what you mean.
On Echo. Did I say Eco? On Echo.
Sorry, I'm trolling you, man.
That's good. Go on.
Yeah, I think he might be. Today, definitely. And what I've seen from him in the past as well, I think he has a very, very good mind when the pressure is on and things get a bit hectic. For me, that's for sure. And he'll want to try and play hectic and exciting Counter-Strike at the Star Series main event and play on those Log RPCs too.
I don't know. I mean, I think Leaks is definitely the best player on Echo, but I feel like he's really good in the early to mid round. And Boy just... I haven't seen him get shaken before. He seems like he's always kept his composure. Yeah, exactly. Echo, I'm going to have to deal with a follow-up force buy here because Nuclear Tigers get 4 frags in their previous force. They've decided to double down.
Yeah, why not?
And it's a big risk, but it's also a slippery slope, right? High risk, high reward type of stuff coming through from Nuclear Tigers here.
It's exactly their style, though, isn't it? I mean, with Senka being such an expert on the SMG and all of them just being plainly good on them and having an M4 on Flowers again, it's the same buy pretty much exactly as the previous round. So, yeah, I really don't blame them at all. Yuki will make noise dropping down off of top hut, which is a little bit annoying for him. He wanted to stay a bit more silent on that one because now it'll be cleared by Boy. And of course, he gets that kill. And now, with an MP9 on heaven from McCuse, they need more from Flauser. And he has found 2. He's still alive and kicking on 75 HP. The bomb has been dropped in the open as well, but Leaks again finding the kills in return. And again, the problem solving from Echo is flawless.
So how do they keep their composure in those sorts of situations? I feel like most teams just crumble under that amount of pressure. Being fought from heaven, main, simultaneously. That push coming through from lobby, sank up the vent. There's just so much going on. Like, how are the comms just not completely cluttered and chaotic? That's
maybe they are, mate,
so ridiculously impressive. Yeah, fair enough, right? Fair enough. It's just one of the best hallmarks of this Echoes team's success is how they're able to keep their composure in those chaotic situations.
Exactly. A Deagle in no man's land for Flowser, just wanting his one. Couldn't connect. Funny enough, if he did maybe go for a body spam, those 3 shots may have gotten the kill, but you don't expect to have that much time, so went for the headshot, as anyone at this level will do, obviously. And he'll get taken out. Good kill from Yuki. That does get them an AK back. Would be pretty Counter-Strike if this is the round that they go on to lose. Should be okay. Nicky will find Zika. Good recovery. Got support from Salazar outside as well, but Senka will peek for another one. Now Yuki's AK is now in the mixture. And it's still 100 HP as well. That nade has not gone the way he wanted it to go. And in the end, Leaks will find him. So Macusa's 5-7 is going to try and do the damage himself. Both players, Nicky B and Leaks, tagged up. Macusa's found another one. Leaks only 40 HP. 30 v40 in this 1v1.
And Leaks is going to be able to dunk down with the nade. He's going to breathe a massive sigh of relief there that's how he's been able to finish off the job. Maybe you don't see it on his player cam. He doesn't even look like he had a moment of like celebration or not even a smile when that nade comes through. Very close. I mean, at least Nuclear Tigers finding 4 of the 5 kills. So a lot of damage inflicted. Going to be keeping Echo's economy honest. But already 4 rounds on this T side sets Echo up brilliantly. And those odds, very much so in favor of Echo. Unsurprising, with this being their stronghold, with them having started up 4-0 on the T side, a nuke stacks up well in their favor. Oh, there's a team kill.
That's
okay.
Awkward. We will see a replay of how that exactly went down after the round. So that's all drop into the vent there, and he'll be followed by Nicky B, and the bomb will join up with him on the back of Salazar. He was the one to first commit to it, to be fair. So I'll get it planted behind the B-site silo, and Nuclear Tigers aren't really that close yet. They're going to force 3 players down on ramp pretty quickly, but Yuki's going to choose a secret route, and Salazar will still find one. It's going to only be one because Flowers has a good position, and Flowers also has a chance to use more of that utility on the back of the site. He's going to fake that bomb. Zika is not in position. Zika is the player with the kit, and I don't think they're aware of Nicky B around the glass, but the glass not being broken, that's a big issue. I think he's going to have to smoke that molly and try and spam Zika on the back of the site, but he can't even get to that position in time properly. And Yuki is covering the line. So it'll be a tight defuse, but it will be that tight defuse that gets Nuclear Tigers with 1 round on the board.
Yeah, I mean, Echo still do pretty well to even get themselves into a contentious position in the round there, considering the way that it had started. Felt like that was always supposed to be Nuclear Tigers' round, and ultimately it is. Maybe Leaks could have been a little bit more proactive in the single door there to try and spam the smoke and deny the defuse. Zika was just fully committed. Nuclear Tigers will open up their account. Something they struggled for a lot on their CT side of Anubis was building up any momentum. See if they'll be able to do that here on Nuke.
Yeah, they've got to build a streak, right? They haven't found any streak of, what, more than 4 rounds in any map they've played against Echo yet? So
yeah, true.
It's something they're going to have to find a way to grab, otherwise Echo will just run away with it again and be making playoffs for these EU qualifiers. 2 spots available for the main event. They'd love one of them. You'll be a big underdog in those playoffs. 4 quarterfinals, of course, into 2 semi-finals. The winner of the 2 semi-finals do make Star Series 20.
Biding their time. I've got Iceberg already in control room. Now it's just about trying to get the rest of the team in that direction. And Iceberg's actually decided to make a move through control room window. He'll dispatch a Zika, tears the head off of the AWP, but there's more where that came from. And at this point, Iceberg's trying to keep them at bay. He's doing way more than keep them at bay. He's taking heads. He's going to continue to push forward. Because he's never expecting Iceberg to make a move. Oh my god, he's done it all.
Oh, he's so naughty, Iceberg, but in a good way. How does he keep doing it? That's one of my favorite things about watching his nuke over the past couple of days, is that mean, he's got the AWP here. Let's see if he can find Senko on the exit before I make my point. Because he could be in for even a 4th kill at the moment. I think he knows where these T's are trying to save, but I think they are starting to learn that you can't save at the back of those boxes anymore. That's why Senko has positioned himself where he has, and that's why Ayuki is there to help. They're doing some good exit damage, but a bit of learning there for Echo. They might be experts on the map, but where that bomb can explode, there's always a bit of a guess in the new style. And I think they would have died at the back of ramp behind that box, but above it directly, above the floor, all good. Anyway, Lynx will stay alive, and my point is, as soon as Iceberg gets himself into a position like that, Matt, he knows how to get everything else into position as he would want. Sure, it's a pre-planned thing they've already looked at before the game, they've always had in their wheelhouse, they know how to piece together without too much complication, but it's just having that in your back pocket and knowing that as soon as he's in that position, he's basically got the round of the lock and key.
Absolutely, mate. It's the way that he gets himself in that position and then, like you said, just maximizes the output, knows the timing on when to pull the trigger on making the move, breaking the window, setting himself up on ramp, getting clean kills as well. Like, there were actually some good mechanics on display there with both of those headshots, crosshair placements, then even the decision to move further forward after that as well. Either way, Echo 5-1 up, continue to just have their way with Nuclear Tigers. Opening frag found for Senka, but the response comes through from Echo. Kills now continue to go back and forth. Zika will bring it into an even number situation, then go one step further. That's the kill that could make the difference. Never mind.
Unlucky.
I like the camera angle there. I think it's Shah who's still doing our observing.
Shout out.
Give us a sign, Shah. Switch to McHughes right now if it's you, Shah.
Thing is, we don't know if he can hear us. That is the issue. I doubt he can.
Shah, can you hear me? Well,
it was pretty.
Do we count that, Trav? It was a bit delayed. Oh, no. It's tough to tell. It was like a 1 in 4 chance, right?
Wow.
Apparently, observers love us, so
yeah,
that's good.
That's why
I was happy to hear that that's the case. Yep. Yuki going to get forced backwards, and Echo will get control of the bomb site.
In comes McHughes.
Oh, they'll know. They'll know they're both here, because you would have heard the ladder,
yes.
right? And then you saw a Yuki go squeaky.
Yes, they'll know. Salazar can't afford to miss, and thankfully for him, he doesn't miss. And that's a very good example about what you said to me the other day about Salazar, that singular kills like that, I know he didn't get one kill in the round, he had a very good round overall, but singular kills like that, he's very, very reliable on. And
yeah, true.
Yeah, that's
what I've always said about him.
Exactly.
If something appears in his scope, he's good for the kill.
We're doing an 80k gear giveaway, of course, as well. Make sure to click the panels involved with them to get a chance of winning a brand new mouse. Shout out to 80k gear. As Matt said the other day, maybe he wants to even buy one himself or he needs a new mouse. We'll see how that one goes. Flauser, good position. Will it be clear by Iceberg? No helmet, by the way. Oh, that's why Flauser had to be clean with it. That Mac 10 could have easily caught him. But thankfully, Flauser is clean with it, and this is more like it from Flauser, being unpredictable outside, being a danger wherever he goes. One of the things I describe Flauser as is just a very good player at finding his individual fights and winning them in that fashion. But they've got to find a way to hold on to the round after his heroics, and Lynx and Salazar, again, will not go quietly.
Oh, very brave there from Boy, and Zika makes the smart decision to trade his AWP for an M4. Gives him a lot more maneuverability there, more room for error. Salazar will get a bomb plant at a minimum, and they actually haven't been able to catch him off the back of the plant being completed as he tries to fall back into control room. Door's been closed. You don't really want to shoot that door open and give him a little glory hole to work with, but it's all good and well because the nade will finish off the job.
A critical second round for Nuclear Tigers. They need a 6-6. I'm convinced they need a 6-6 here. And that is no easy feat against Echo. We'll see how it goes, but I just think Echo got them already where they want them all over again. A-stream going on, of course, right now for StarSeries qualifiers in Group A. Nemesis are currently playing Infinite. Infinite won Map 1 against Nemesis, and Nemesis are up 4-1 in Map 2. So a close series going on.
Interesting.
Over there, second game of the day on the A-stream, Astralis versus Heroic. Yum, yum.
Ooh. Ooh, I called that as the game of the qualifier early on.
Yes, I think that's totally fair. Brandon and Lucy should be having a whale of a time with that one, that's for sure. On the B stream later,
I think they robbed us as well.
On the B stream later, we have Gentlemates and Walczaki to close out the group.
Yeah, first time we'll be getting to see those two teams on the B stream. Very curious to see how that game's going to go. Difficult game to call as we shift our focus back to this one. Now, no residual money for Echo if they lose this round, and that's when Nuclear Tigers can start to build themselves into the half. However, Salazar is planning some really important kills here, not just on Nuke, but he did it on Anubis as well. And he's gotten an opening kill here.
Another one to add to the tally. Slinker waiting in mini knows that his task and this angle is to get at least one if they force their way toward him. Iceberg with this Mac 10 could be about to put some pressure on. Only Senka has a helmet again in Nuclear Tigers, so these Mac 10s can be very brutal. Senka needs to hold on, but the strafe from Iceberg is so good, and the spacing from Echo is really good there as well. That's the original plan. It's Iceberg, swing close mini, swing way to the left as quickly as possible, activate your rifler, but now they're walking hell, and Zika is here. So is Flowser. It's a 3-for-1 for Nuclear Tigers on the recovery, and all of a sudden the bomb is in Zika's possession. He checks ramp at the right time, catches Boy perfectly. Zika is having a brilliant series. Unfortunately, his team just not really in the game overall. Zika is trying everything he can to wrestle them back into contention. And Salazar has no time to push forward, pick up that bomb, and get it planted. He's going to try and duel Zika. It's a goosh with the Glock. He's tried to fake him out, and it's a good fake out. But he's about to move straight into Ayuki. 4
Fake
seconds.
plant into the kill?
Well, actually, he's got the plant. But Ayuki can kill him comfortably. Crazy that Ayuki let him down, but he had it under lock and key either way. Great try from Zika. A great hold from Zika, and a great try from Salazar, but it will be a third round for Nuclear Tigers.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a very frustrating round for Echo to have gotten away from them, considering they're up 5v3, but it's that setup in hell and locker room there where Zika takes first contact. That then baits his teammate Flowser in brilliantly, and they're able to just get 3 kills between the two of them. That's what turns around on its head, and then Zika even goes one step further, getting the kill the ramp player as well. I thought maybe, just maybe, Salazar might have it in there to fake the plant, but you're right, there was enough time, so it makes sense that I guess he tried to stick it. And Echo have to eco. And this is the first time on the map that they've had to save their money and settle for pistols. Barely any upgraded at that as well. So prime opportunity here for Nuclear Tigers to reduce the gap to 2.
Here we go again, though. Again, these moments which are just not clean for Nuclear Tigers. They're set up normally to begin with, and then one kill goes awry out of nowhere, and it just throws the round into a bit of havoc and question marks. There should be no problem. I mean, it's a Zeus on Boy. He was a bit of a Zeus master the other day. He got some crazy kills with that in certain moments. And look what's going on here. Boy, oh my word, he's got a teammate right next to him, but surely he was waiting for an enemy to come down that position. That's a bit of miscommunication there. Why is he waiting in the vent with his knife like that when his teammate's coming down? Not sure what's going on with that.
That was scary.
Flowser will find Boy in the end. That Zeus doesn't get anything done, and in the end, they will make sure that double door can't be opened to get the spray through the smoke. So Flowser will find 3. Another good round from him. And yeah, I don't know why Boy felt like he had to play in that position when his teammate was coming down. Either way, it was always going to be an unwinnable round either way.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they even get a couple of kills and a bomb plant's a good return. It gets a bit scary there for a moment, but Nuclear Tigers will get the job done as they close the gap to 2. I think they need 6 all here, right? If Echo get a lead going into the second half, that would set them up brilliantly. And those stake odds are questionable.
Yes, all Nuclear Tigers' favourites on Nuke. Not sure. I believe that because it says Mac Predictor Inferno. We ain't on Inferno yet.
Ah, that's where they've got it wrong. Okay, well done, Trav. Detective Trav on the scene. Nikki B.
Because I can read.
Yeah, I'm able to find It's more than I can say about most people, either way. Another good start to the round for Echo, but it's just in the way of an opening kill. The response from Nuclear Tigers has been sublime. 3 frags found. to gain full control of the round.
Yeah, and Leaks needs another big swing in towards Secret to try and remove McHughes from the angle. With the bomb on his back as well, he will find a way to take it with 1 HP. How has that M4 on McHughes done 99 damage? What on earth? Leaks was full HP, right?
I think so.
Crazy.
Me think so. And they get this one done. Echo have kind of stumbled a little bit here in the later stages of the first half, and Yuki now tracks and traces. And I don't think Echo are ever going to be expecting this. He could catch one for free, and if it's the kill on Boy, then that surely guarantees the round being as low as he is. Although Senka's gone down, Leaks wants to try and go back up the ladder to join up with Boy in on that A-bomb site, but that then draws him back into a Yuki, who's won the round just by virtue of avoiding Boy. Very well played from Yuki, but certainly done a favor by Echo's decision to try and go A, and Boy will even die after the timer as well.
Yeah, Boy's so desperate there to try and find a duel to see if a Yuki makes a mistake and gives it to him that he dies after the clock. That is rough. So Nuclear Tigers might be holding up their end of the bargain here. Might be getting themselves a 6-6 half, and any sort of progress in this entire matchup between these two in 2 whole BO3s. This is by far the most competitive they've looked. Finally.
Yeah, finally. And it's going to be a big change-up. We haven't really seen Echo just go for a brute force approach. And it's going to be the fake big A take and then the pivot in towards ramp. McHughes in position. Easy double kill coming through for him. Boy will get the trade, but the damage is done, and Zika has been the best player on the map by some distance. I mean, I know Leaks has more kills than him, but I feel like in terms of value, it's got to be Zika for me. Flowers even in the half with 13 kills himself. Nuclear Tigers delivering and showing they have what it takes to take the fight to Echo.
And we're back for the second half, and Nuclear Tigers finally in the game here. They will go on to their unfavoured side, however. So let's see how they go on their T side of Nuke to try and save this entire tournament for them, this entire qualifier. Their main goal in this particular Star Series 20 EU qualifier would have been make that play-in stage in those quarterfinals at the very least. And they could be about to be eliminated to Echo after losing to them twice. And that's all the only teams they would have lost to, would you believe? Zika will finally find a way to find Boy. And that means Salazar has no say left in this one. He'd like some kills, but it seems that they're not really going to go his way on the exit. We've got a player walking toward ramp. And Salazar will go looking now. Actually, will get himself one tap. Extra $50 for him, but only that 50. and the rest of his team. So Nuclear Tigers start as they will want to go on. Yes, sir. Yeah, and those numbers have always been very, very good for them as well. And I've seen teams with higher CT side win percents on Nuke, that's for sure. But it's complemented by their T side. 51.4 on T side on what has always been a CT side map on Nuke, and 58.5 on CT, which is totally acceptable, especially when you won the map 13 out of 16 times they've played it. Even when they played it as the core against Belgium in the Esports Nations Cup qualifier. That core being Iceberg, Salazar and Leaks, played with Lucky and Vista. Funny having Lucky and Salazar on the same team. But it worked. They qualified. I know, I feel the same way. I never thought he was good enough to play at that level, personally, but he had periods where he did look that good. I think it's the consistency that he never really managed to keep, right? So, and that comes with, unfortunately, being on that Astralis team, which you were in, out, shake it all about on for however long. So, that's what it is. Ayuki will hold on. Flowser will find another as well. They're about to win their anti-eco with all 5 alive. Very important. Flowser also having a great re-emergence into this series.
All right. Here we go. Gun round upon us. Lorgar PCs are what the players who qualify for the main event will be playing on. Gun round, an opportunity here for Echo to try and get themselves moving once again. They're up 6-2, right? And it's been a 6-round streak coming through here from Nuclear Tigers. And they've got themselves a lead, and it's going to be a big burst towards the bomb site. Iceman's going to get caught with the util out. Perfect timing on the activation from McHughes. Leak's only good for 1. Nuclear Tigers rule this A bomb site with an iron fist, and that is the round over.
Okay, here we go. That's the most convincing one for Nuclear Tigers to really feel like they have what it takes to find this nuke and send us to Inferno. And we know how good they looked on Inferno against 100 Thieves. Maybe some alarm bells for the first time in this entire matchup ringing for Echo. And Nuclear Tigers,
what was Iceberg thinking,
how aggressive they are, I think this save might be hunted a little bit. We'll see. They are very, very far away.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they're instead going to bank just keeping 4 players alive. I wonder what piece of utility Iceberg was looking to throw there. Because I think it was a smoke grenade that he had primed as McHughes comes flying through the smoke. But, man, he needed his gun up. Unfortunately, it's just one of those situations where you get caught in betwixt and between. 7-round streak now for Nuclear Tigers, as they're in complete control. And actually, they're going to be the team to call a pause before coming into this next round.
I like that. Take a deep breath and figure out what's been going right as well as what's been going wrong, even though they've been unbeaten on this second half.
And also, I think they recognize that if we can win this round here, we probably win the map. The KD ratio is all very low on Echo right now, bar leaks. 9 kills on Salazar and Boy, 7 on Nicky B, 6 on Iceberg.
And there are the stakeholders as well, with now showing Nuke map. I think 1.5 is right with Nuclear Tigers up at 9-6. I think that is very fair.
Yeah, makes sense. Absolutely in control here. And in pole position to go on and get the job done.
Boy's about to fight from Secret. Got 2 players coming his way, and Senka will charge in, not exactly quietly, and he holds down Mouse One to try and find Flowser too, but Flowser has been better so far in this game. McHughes finds Salazar as well. That is a retrieval kill to make it a 3v3, but that is again the answer back from Ayuki. Iceberg will drop. Nicky B finding McHughes is good. It makes it a 2v2, but he's low HP and they need him to fight from ramp. Going to be hold off against Ayuki and that bomb plant. Good incendio to try and force him to the open. He gets him into a single at the right time. Goes back in for an unexpected fight and trying to make it unexpected. Unfortunately, gets him caught off guard. Zika 1v2. Both these two CTs incredibly low, but Zika still goes in with the AWP. Oh, it wasn't an immediate hold, and now it's a hold behind the site for Nicky B. Molotov's going to come through, force him into the open. And because it's a 10-second defuse, he can't go for it anymore. That kit has now been retrieved.
Got the kid off Leaks' body. Yeah.
And catching it might still give him a chance, but the Glock's about to charge its way in. No chance, surely, and Zika will get it done. Just not getting the kit play on the defuse first off is the main thing that hurts Echo.
Yeah, very costly. Well done there from Zika, though, to be able to figure out what was going on. You know, get that kill on Leaks and drop the molly on the bomb as well. Force Nicky B off the defuse and even follow through to get the kill eventually. I mean, it's one of the better positions that Echo found themselves in to get around on the board in the past 8. But it doesn't work out for them. Very brave from Ayuki to have swung back through the single door after he had gotten out of dodge. That cost him, but Zika makes up for his transgressions.
Yeah.
Nuclear Tigers now just 3 rounds away from getting their first map win against Echo.
Great hold from Boy, though. Bit of a faster move from Nuclear Tigers in this round toward ramp, changing it up a bit, and it's not worked out too well. Boy will get one. Oh, I was about to say Boy will get one with the nade and then one with the FAMAS, but a bit of an over swing on the angle. He'll feel very hard done by. That is when that shot is made by Zika. But Iceberg will find Flowser in the end, so they will recover a man advantage eventually. Boy won't be swinging a smoke like that ever again, I don't think.
Probably not. Very well done initially, though, with the 2 kills that come through from him. McHughes and Zika, can they find a way to deny Echo again? 8-round streak coming through for the Tigers. McHughes spotted, Zika dropped, and Echo will breathe a sigh of relief as they've finally been able to snap the streak of 8 and get themselves another round on the board. They were in complete control. However, can't write them off. 7-10 CT side on their best map. They do very good work on the defensive half on Nuke. Can they reinvigorate themselves here?
Here's a peek. He's going in to try and pick up an upgrade, and unfortunately, there's a tiny gap in that smoke to seeing it on the replay from the third-person POV, and Zika reacts immediately. You won't know. Only Boy will know. Either way, only Boy or Zika would know, to be fair. Either way, don't forget you can enter our 80k giveaway by clicking the panel below the stream. A couple of mice to give away. It'd be a nice upgrade for your setup. But at the moment, Zika and Flowser, they don't need upgrades. Zika has been brilliant throughout the entire series, and Flowser's had a brilliant map 2 as well. And it's kept Nuclear Tigers in this entire matchup. Now, finally, a chance to push through, but a chance for Echo to make this comeback really happen from now, because the money for Nuclear Tigers is not good. A 4v3 gleaned here, low HP on Leaks and Salazar, but Salazar will stand tall. Molotov coming in, can't afford to fight that for too long. Takes 2 ticks, but gets away with it.
Lucky. Very, very lucky that he hasn't died there. time to play with. Senka's going to be calling for his teammates to just pump the brakes and giving an opportunity here to try and work some of his magic. See if he can bring some X factor to this round. Unfortunately, Salazar's gone searching on really low health. That's some good signs of confidence there from Salazar. He's dropped the bomb carrier in the process, but oh boy, Senka can ruin the party. That nade is not going to be enough. It does 3 damage to a 6 health player. Nicky B's caught Zika. That's the kill that's really going to restore some calm. And Salazar will even find himself another in the round.
Oh, what a play from Salazar there. Couldn't have been better for him. Even on low HP, as you say, continuing to search, continuing to pressure. And this is the one that keeps Echo interested, that's for sure. Leaks holding it against that McHugh spray on ramp as well. That was also a duel that could have gone the other way, but in comes Salazar for more, as you can see. Ending the round with 3 kills.
Is this their way back in, Trav? Like you said, no money for Nuclear Tigers. Had they lost that, they did. They have to eco 9-10. Echo seemingly have found a second wind here on Nuke.
I never thought they would go down without a CT round, that's for sure. I never thought they'd get blown out of the water on their CT side, and that's proved to be the case. They are locking back in again now on the favoured side of the map. Time to put a streak together. Will be 3 after these Glocks are removed.
Just about damage control here, limiting the amount of kills that the T-side are able to get out of the eco, and it's just the 1 casualty as Iceberg goes down and Echo will draw within 1. This is a really difficult game to call from here. Do you lean in either direction with this game? Currently at that 9-10 state?
I cannot pick a winner from here. If you were to really force me for an answer, I would say Echo from here, knowing what's gone before. But
okay. Oh.
I just trust
it's difficult though, right?
More on CT than Nuclear Tigers on any T side, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Apart from Ancient.
Yeah. I feel like it's like a 51-49 split though. At least that's how I would look at it. Lovely nade. Brings Salazar down to half his health, but we've seen him do great work with low HP already, so that won't disparage him. At least that's what history suggests. This is the round here. This is the tipping point. Nuclear Tigers have been in control for a while. Should they lose this round, though, then that would have shifted. And look at this is the round where Echo actually making a move, pushing through Squeaky Door. It's going to cost McHugh his life, and it's also going to prompt Nuclear Tigers to make their way down Secret into B.
Yeah, that's just a crazy decision, but the right time for it, if it works, that's for sure. You like the variation. Now, as you say, Nuclear Tigers have to put the pressure on, being a man down. Leak's going to have a lot on his plate coming his way. Hopefully, for his sake, it's not a leaky plate and there's no cracks in it.
There's a leak in the boat.
Ah! Now I'm going to
You know that reference?
You're going to have to remind me later. They're going to show a
Sorry,
bit of presence down toward Secret and on B, and that did force a second rotation, but they're going back up Secret in toward Mini. But Nicky B at long range. There is one, looking for another. Clean on the flowers. They're thinking in 1v1 right now, and that is not going to work out for Nuclear Tigers. Nicky B again, big multi-kill. Takes a long time to remove him from that position until Zika finally puts the pressure on. That's going to be more than enough to secure a 10-10 scoreline. In comes the HE. More damage onto Zika. Down to 60 now. 13 seconds left. He's going to go down to Iceberg. Beautifully done by Nicky B. And he's not had the most explosive map 2. And we were questioning at the beginning of the series. No All-Tech standing in. Nicky B, the original player from the lineup, back into play today. He's just been really impactful and deserves a lot of credit.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe been like a little bit quiet in some moments, but able to deliver here. Just standing out in the open. Like, come and get some. Just like a shooting range for him. At range, he gets the kills, catches Nuclear Tigers off, finishes off what his teammates had started when they aggressed into lobby at the start of the round. And those odds have now flipped. 1.5 now for Echo, as they've tied up the scoreline at 10 apiece, and Nuclear Tigers are going to have to eco. So a chance for Echo to actually nudge themselves ahead.
This is exactly one of those buys that I've seen Nuclear Tigers win so many times, though. Echo need to be wary of this.
True.
The fast-moving Senka Mac 10 to take space, the 2 Tech 9s as well. Sure, no armor on 3 of them. Boy will play behind the incendiary, and that is why Senka just thinks he isn't there. Looks funny.
Well constructed. I like that there. I like that combination. Like you said, really sells Boy's position. Senka never anticipating that. Boy was a little bit overextended there on the tight angle that you use to try and drop the utility to keep your opponents at bay. And you will combine the molly with the smoke. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know about that there from Boy, to be honest. One of the first mistakes he's made in a while at least. And that's going to allow for Nuclear Tigers to flood him towards the B-bomb site.
And Zeke's going to find Iceberg as well. It all snowballs, right? That's what we're talking about. These sort of purchases can get away from him. Big kill on Flowser from Nicky B through that smoke as he was trying to fall away into a different position. And damage on Zeka as well with that AK that's now been retrieved. And of course, he's got no armor with that AK. I'd love to get that over to Ayuki, but they just can't really do that at the moment. McHughes with the deagle still hits a shot on Leaks though. And Salazar with the up on the retake will not feel comfortable. 48 HP on him, 36 on Nicky B. They've got util. That smoke is just deep enough for that bomb, I think. But Nicky B's going to need to frag his way out, and he can't do it. It's Salazar's turn to try and hold that defuse. Knife will be drawn. Will be a left click. Will be a right click. And Ayuki will get the job done. Nuclear Tigers win the eco. They're all going to die, but it's the round that matters.
Just as you said, man, they've always been extremely dangerous in those sorts of rounds. I mean, maybe some missteps being made, Boy in particular there, by trying to step forward. I mean, I feel like that smoke was too deep in the first place, and then actually advancing through to try and spam the smoke was unnecessary. Iceberg was very, very risky from him to try and rotate down the vent ladder as well to get in towards the lower bomb site. And I think those were two costly moments there as Nuclear Tigers regain the lead on the low buy. They used their second of 3 timeouts to discuss this following round, recognizing that this round could put Echo away.
Yeah, and you can see, just look at the reaction for Iceberg after a round like that. He knows that it's such a critical one to win, just to put their foot down and keep them control of the game again, or get them control back of the map again. And boy, yeah, you mentioned it absolutely perfectly. He'll be kicking himself. He'll know that's an error that he's made. He's done so much good work across the entire series, but twice he's pushed a bit closer to a smoke when he didn't need to. The first one I can forgive him, not really expecting a gap, and Zeka took him down through that ramp smoke. That one is a big error.
Yeah, really costly. Probably puts a bit of a pep in the step here for Nuclear Tigers, but that step... Well, their legs get cut off from underneath them by Salazar with the collateral. Oh, boy. What a statement here in the response from Echo with the way that previous round had gotten away from them.
And Nuclear Tigers being 11-10 up, they decide, okay, after our attack pause, let's go for one of our quicker moves, and it doesn't work. Salazar puts a shot through it. Oh, Iceberg with the picked up will get deleted by Zeka, though. And Zeka's been incredible in the clutch today so far, so hold your horses.
Oh boy. I mean, if this one gets away from Nuclear Tigers, then you might as well just wrap it up at that point. Ship and clip. It's not going to happen, though. Instead, it is going to be Leaks to finish it off. And Echo tie things up at 11 apiece once again. Now, it's decision-making time for Nuclear Tigers. Do they half buy, give themselves a chance, and then play for OT? Or do they just double up here on the force buys? And it looks like it's going to be the latter.
And the most important thing of that, just doing it from Salazar's POV, is that he had Iceberg right next to him, making doubly sure that if there is a trade on Salazar after he fights Door aggressively like that, he's able to not go untraded, doesn't go down for free. Yeah, huge moment here. 11-all. Nuclear Tigers always prefer the buy over the eco. That's what we know about them. And there you go. And look, it's not even that bad. They were able to drop one, and it gets them, sure, with a lack of helmet on 2 players, but all 5 rifles.
Yeah, I mean, they'll be back up to max round loss bonus as well, if I'm not mistaken. So that means it'll actually be pretty good in the next round as well. So it's definitely the correct course of action here. Can Echo hold their nerve? Nicky B will find the opening kill on Senko, who I think was dropping down onto the main roof. Salazar continues to find himself at the forefront of the action as well. This time, unfortunately for him, though, he's not going to come away with the kill before he's forced backwards.
This is a tough one now for Nuclear Tigers. Hughes will stick himself in the corner of ramp, and I'd imagine the plan for Nuclear Tigers, if they're able to do so, is get down to B in some way, shape or form, and then McHugh's position can be utilised to catch a rotation, or flank up Heaven if they're going to go mini to A. The only thing they need to do here now, Nuclear Tigers, is find a way to make use of McHugh's.
Like that one there. Use of McHugh's. How are they able to get the most out of him here in this position? 3 players creeping their way through main into the safe bomb site, not coming across any contact just yet. Iceberg in towards the dead bench, surely going to get hard cleared. He's going to step out though. It's the initiative that allows for him to catch a Yuki off guard. Leaks in on the act as well, courtesy of the distraction created by his captain. Zika will find a plant at a minimum, but he's going to be all by himself. At least that little bit of extra money will help them out in terms of their investment in the following. Can he find a way to pull a rabbit out the hat? First frag found, but gets taken down straight afterwards as Echo are up to 12.
Again, there's really good, like, solid basics there from Echo in every single position they're in. Even the little moment for Leaks peeking off of Iceberg's contact that you were talking about, he didn't immediately reface for the next kill. Many players would, because that is just natural instincts to bounce off of contact like that. Right here. There you go. The kill comes through an Iceberg. You swing again to trade. That is natural instinct to swing again to trade. When you see it's a 4v2, don't overpeak it. And knowing what's happened before with Boy in certain other positions, yeah, they make sure to keep that one locked down. And the whole series could be about to be locked down as well. Nuclear Tigers 1 round away from elimination. Echo want those playoffs. They're so very close.
And they get it done, or is this game going to slip into overtime? 1 round between themselves and a spot in the play-ins. 1 gun round is all Echo need to win right here, right now. If they can't make it happen in this one, well, then it becomes more difficult at that point. So this pop into the A bomb site is going to be a bit of a fake. It is that pop indeed. Molly will first melt Iceberg out. Boy only good for 1. Look at McHugh. He's actually advancing in through main. That's going to catch Leaks completely off guard.
Yeah.
2v4. Nuclear Tigers on the brink here.
Yeah, Leaks was so worried about that top mini player, and Senka, purely his presence, has probably won Nuclear Tigers this round. Leaks would have been focused on that position in mini if it wasn't for Senka on top, and Zika will get the final kill to take Nuclear Tigers all the way to overtime. They had a big lead. They couldn't close it with that lead. They got caught by Echo. Echo had their chance to close, but Nuclear Tigers had never really gone for a quicker A play in the entire half. Not with proper utility like that anyway. They went for a fast door move. Oh, look at that trade from Zeke on the replay for Boy, right? Just seeing that from Boy's POVs, we were watching other things outside go down in that round. That could have easily been a lineup for Boy. 2 kills, bomb could have been dropped maybe. Fine lines.
Very fine lines indeed. I mean, a lot of confidence on display there from Nuclear Tigers. Just go for that big brawl into the A bomb side to force overtime. It's a strat that worked pretty well for them in regulation, right? I think they only did it twice, and both times they came up successful. Settle into overtime here.
Oh.
Salazar steps out quite far. He will find the frag on Flowser, but because of how far forward he was extremely vulnerable to the trade. Now, Boy is going to get baited in quite nicely here by Iceberg. He's going to get the back of 1 offered up to him for free. But he wants more than just the kill on Senka. So he wants to try and deny this bomb plant as well, and it's exactly what he'll accomplish.
Couldn't be better. As soon as Senka wasn't looking at him and he knew the bomb plant was coming through on the Astralis position, that was a freebie. And of course they know where McHughes is as well, toward those double doors. 4v2 gleaned, in comes Iceberg, knowing that McHughes will be watching those double doors. Silently creeping his way forward, as is Nicky B. And Nicky B will get that frag to get Echo back into the lead all over again.
Up to 13, unfortunately for them, just not when it mattered the most, but they will take a lead at the start of OT. Very well played by Boy to have extracted maximum value from that position, and like you say, not great for Yuki, and that's how the cookie crumbles.
He was in the fire too. There was no way out of that.
Yeah, burning Trying to just plant the bomb, man.
Yeah, let me be, man. It's not like that's the objective, but you're trying to stop me from doing it all. Just, come on.
Can't we just be friends? I wonder what would happen if both teams decided that they weren't going to contest each other anymore. I guess they would just bring 100 Thieves back and say, all right, guys, free birth through to the play-in for you.
Well, Senka's already tagged down low from his push outside, so he'll be given the AWP by Zika, but Blauser trying to get flashed in towards Secret,
Brave.
not going to work. And how many times has Boy done this? Again, he's over peeking, and finally he'll make the call. Oh, I say that, he's going to peek against me. Oh, boys, just stop it, bro. Come on now.
Naughty boy, more like. Yeah, he's done extremely well. Job's not done yet, but that was really, I mean, cheeky's not strong enough of a word for what we just witnessed there from Boy. Egregious is what I'll say.
Yeah, it's such a power position as well. I mean, you understand why you feel so safe peeking that angle, but at the same time, the fact he kept going in for more could have again given Nuclear Tigers a path back in to get them Secret, and who knows what happens from there. Anyway,
yeah,
Boy played it perfectly, and as did the whole team. 14-12, 2-round gap, no losses in that round at all.
Very clean from Echo, much like the Lorg RPCs. Can they go flawless here in this first half of overtime? Scout for Zika, Tech 9 for Yuki, limited utility on a couple of players as well. Echo are primed here to get themselves up to 15. I'm surprised Nuclear Tigers haven't attempted another one of those big hits into the A-bomb site, considering how fruitful they were for them in that second half of Greg.
Yeah, such a good point. I think, you know, the Yuki with a Tech 9 in this round, it feels like it's a guarantee, but Boy, again, there's no secret about him being in Secret in this series so far. He is all over the secret. He's going back in for more.
But
and finally, he'll get his just reward.
Yes.
Or punishment.
Just reward, just punishment, exactly. Yeah. That's what I was going to say, but still, it's what he deserved. He had done well to get an opening kill, and he should have fallen back. Instead, he pushes forward, and this is why it's a mistake, because he's now undone that hard work. Mossberg looking for the tippy tops of the heads. I love that from UQC. He crouches until he gets to the threshold of where he can stand up and have that fight taken on fair terms.
Now, Nicky B's got a lot of work to do. How many angles has he got to fight? Spray transfer is very difficult when you've got a headshot angle being played with. But Salazar has again found a multi. 1v1, 35 seconds. Yuki knows where that AWP is positioned. Look at Salazar. Look how far forward he is. The Molotov is going to force Salazar forward. 5-7 though. And Yuki will hold on. 1 T round in overtime. Is it enough to keep them going?
I mean, at a minimum, yes. You got to say, in theory, yes to that question. Bit surprised Salazar doesn't attempt to push forward there with the AWP, unless there was a miscomm that Yuki was low. This is where Boy should have been falling back. I mean, obviously, it's just like the adrenaline is pumping at the moment. Spray transfer attempted there from Nicky B at Salazar, who continues to get some big kills in that situation, but can't finish off the job. So we will now flip halves once again. It was a 6-all half in regulation, but let's remember, Echo are up 6-2 at one point on the T side and ended 6-all. So which version of Echo are we going to get here coming into OT on their T side?
A bit of chip damage to both Boy and Salazar. Bowser was pretty good outside in that first half. Tell us a little bit though. You can tell how many fights he's been taking with a 20 to 22 KD. Great year. Not a great KD. It's acceptable.
It's acceptable. Trying to think about what made it such a good year, Trav.
Honestly,
guess we were coming out of COVID.
Yeah, that's the only silver lining, maybe. Boy will find the line on Senka,
yeah,
and that is again an opening to work with, and that forces a Yuki to make his move. That gets held as well because there's more than enough time for Echo to stay put in their default, and it's a 5v3.
I mean, the job's not done just yet, here for Echo, even though they've got that 2-man advantage. How do they polish us off? Like you got Iceberg who's going through Secret. He's going to be joined up by Salazar. Now, Are they going to try and push down ramp into B, perhaps? Have they got utility to force Zika back? I think the answer is yes to both of those rhetorical questions. Salazar's died to Flauser, though. If Zika gets 2, Echo are in big trouble, and he's been able to find that first frag for free.
10
seconds! 10 seconds! You gotta get the bomb carrier down. Thankfully for them, it's a tag, not a frag, but Leaks will then swing. Is there even enough time to get the bomb onto the site? I'm not sure. Flauser will just deny. It's gonna be so close. Oh, Echo. They've dropped the ball, and Nuclear Tigers have tied it up.
Oh dear. First real example of Echo and a bit of nerves maybe coming into play and a bit of just a clouding of the brain in pressure scenarios. They had everything going for them. Senka goes too far again in a 5v5 situation, and then they get a 5v3 with that push from Ayuki on a different time, which just doesn't work out. Then Zika does more work, and Zika is holding ramp for them to push down. They're jumping down with a bomb with 10 seconds on the clock. It's never going to work in any way, shape or form.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, you've just completely overcooked and overcomplicated that situation after having been up 5v3. Could have done anything, but they decide to split up, play like a 3-2 split going on there. Really costly decision being made. That should have been them up 15-13. Instead, it results in a tied-up scoreline. They very well may still get themselves another map and series point. This time 5v2. Surely not going to spill another.
I mean, they're going into McHughes, and they're not going to clear him. Could be a big lineup. Oh, imagine if that was 3, especially with Zika's position. Now they know where he is, though, and they can just avoid him like the plague. He's had a great game, Zika, in terms of his impact with his clutches, but as you said about avoiding him, he's in a good position. Molotov is decent, but it's not going to spread until right then. Actually, it went a bit deeper than I thought. Really good molly to make sure he can't hold that bomb crossing over to the site. Iceberg and Salazar look to hold on. Both of them pretty tagged up. Zika can drop down now with the M4, but Iceberg is still here. He's trying to show his legs, but those legs will be collected. And Iceberg will carry him off into the sunset, and maybe Nuclear Tigers will follow suit.
Well, I mean, you can't help but thinking, listen, it's not as easy as saying if they'd won that 14-13 round, then they would have won this one and would have been game over, because you can never say what would have happened in the future if there was a different result in the past, right, is what I'm getting at. But can't help but think that should have been the round that had ended the game.
Yeah, agreed.
Anyway, they have got another chance here. They had one chance in regulation at 12-11. They've got one chance here in overtime at 15-14. Flowers are spotted. No element of surprise for him in secret any longer. Big jewel through the door. They're so brave from Senka, but he'll come out on top.
It's always that Senka versus Boy duel, isn't it? It's like whether it's Senka leaping into secret or them both holding door. It has been a battle of wits between the two of them. Invariably, Boy has won, but finally, maybe at the right time, Senka will get a big one. But look at Iceberg. He's got a lot of progress here, and he's going to hear the Zika rotate up the ladder. Now, it's pretty quick, but the issue is it's going to be checked by McHughes kind of on and off.
More at range, right? It's kind of like checking outside.
Thing is, it's still very difficult for Iceberg to multi-kill from here because McHughes needs to go down immediately and he needs to look for Zika too. He's really taking a gamble here, Iceberg, and why not when it could be to win the game? Looking for a second, gets a second, but there's Zika like I was talking about. They can now put pressure on Zika, but Flauser is there to help on Heaven. Might not matter. Nicky B has taken Zika out, and now they know Flauser is the first point of contact. Flag coming through from Senka, being watched. 14 HP, removed. Flauser, M4, 1v3, needs a bit of a miracle to save this series for Nuclear Tigers. Not going to happen. Leaks will get the kill, and Echo will once again get another 2-0 over Nuclear. Removed. Flauser, M4, 1v3, needs a bit of a miracle to save this series for Nuclear Tigers. Not going to happen. Leaks will get the kill, and Echo will once again get another